So for today, we're going to be doing some good old green-white Titan. I say good old, it's actually a relatively new deck. It utilizes the card Elvish Reclaimer and as a way to get different colored or different named lands. It's an interesting take on the Titan decks. Most of the time you were Titan Shift using Valakut, and now we have switched over to a more Field of the Dead heavy deck, which will occasionally go for the Valakut game plan if you have out a Dryad. The goal is to ramp using either Arboreal Grazer or Tribuilder as our ramp pieces, and then it's toolbox galore. You've got the Reclaimer to help you get lands. You've got Eldamri's Call as a way to go searching for any creature that you need. You have things like Skyclave Apparition and Archon of Emeria to be kind of taxes and deal with things. Stop your opponents from being able to do too many things. A Knight of Autumn as a way to deal with artifacts, gain some life if you need it, put counters on it. Probably not going to be choosing that mode too many times. You've got Tireless Tracker as a way against the grindier matchups, so that way you have card draw and gets to be a big beefy dude. And then a Reminap Excavator as a way to return the lands from our graveyard to the battlefield. And then Primeval Titan. If you don't know what Primeval Titan does, come on, I'm kidding. It's the main win con of this deck. Whenever it ETBs or attacks, we get to search our library for 2 lands and put it into play. Tapped, and then we'll shuffle. As far as sideboard is concerned, what we've got going on is we've got 4 Celestial Purges, so that way we can deal with pesky black or red permanents such as Death Shadow, the black Skyclave guy, or red things such as Blood Moon. We've got Boils for the island matchup. We would not play this card if we have out a Dryad, because that hurts ourselves. You've got a 1-of Mind Sensor to stop people from searching. Eidolon of Rhetoric as another stop from casting more than one spell. So you've got Eidolon and the Archon. You've got Gaddock Teague to stop Tron. And then you've got Tireless Tracker, Beast Within, a Collector Oof to stop artifacts, and then 2 Veil of Summers for that counter matchup. So overall, it's a very toolbox strategy, and we'll see how we can do, since I managed to embarrass myself last time I played a Titan list. See you guys in the leagues. All right, match 1's been found. Let's hop into it. All right, so match 1. Hand looks keepable to me. We've got a turn 1 Temple Garden Elvish Reclaimer, turn 2 either Blast Zone or Castle plus Sakura Tribe Elder, and then we'll be trying to ramp into this prime time. So ideally we'd have a Flagstones to ramp off of this Reclaimer, but we do not. So Cavern chooses Cleric. Oh, it's Mana Symbol with Cleric. Okay. We will go this. Shock it in, Reclaimer. Pass turn. So we can go. It's probably still Castle. Second Giver's interesting. Green, play out that guy, pass the turn. No need to swing because they can just block. Cavern comes in. We sadly can't activate Castle this turn. Chooses Core. I have no idea what mana symbol is. Okay. Gonna be making some big clerics. Yep. It's in for 2. This can use other one. I could have blocked. That's me being stupid. I don't want to miss that. However, we'll go with a snow-covered forest. And then undo. We'll do blast on here first. 1, 2, 1 Dryad. Valakut, and we can pass the turn here. Next turn we have both field and prime time. So we don't get to do anything fun with this Reclaimer. 4 mana, what we cast in here. So Human Core Cleric. Ballista on 2. Okay, meaning can get Ballista on 4. Or no, can get Ballista to 3. Not too scared of a Ballista on 3, however. Main goes pinging. Sure. Your Ballista's now at 1. And step that. So green, that. Yeah. We can go field here, Valakut trigger. I guess we'll target we'll target mana symbol. Always yes. And then we will go this, going green, that. Prime time. And opponent concedes. All right, makes sense, because at that point we're going to be getting in all honesty, it's going to be getting, we have what, 5 lands, so it'd be, I don't know. Anyway, we're facing what looks to be an interesting deck. I don't know if we want anything over what we've got. Because like Purges and Boils are dead, Veil's dead. We could maybe think about Tireless or Beast Within here. I don't think they're casting non-creature spells with X or greater than 4 CMC. They could have Vials, so Oof might be not terrible. They didn't seem to have any search effects, so I think it's just run it back. I don't see much. So this hand's not keepable from the aspect of we do not produce green mana. We can keep this. We'll bottom the Skyclave. Cavern names human, goes Vile. Okay. So it is a Vile deck, making our choice of not going with the Oof not so great. And this Grazer Put Sacred Foundry into play tapped. Don't pay 2 life. Pass the turn. Help if I could hit the correct buttons. Okay. Vial goes up. And we have a Tireless Tracker here. Second Vial. Okay. With a Flagstone. Okay. So we'll go this. Tireless Tracker. Pass the turn. We'll go ahead and always yield the Aether Vial triggers. Buy ourselves some time on clock. Vials in on 1 here, meaning that they drew that off their draw step. Vials in on 2. A Luminarch. Okay. Increases on the Luminarch. Makes sense. We draw an Archon. So they're not casting spells. They're also missing land drops, however. But I definitely think it's going to be this. At this, play out the tribe. Combat swing for 3. See if they want to block with their 2/2. They don't. I guess we'll activate this clue right now. Just to go ahead and draw and put counters. Because we need to ramp a bit here. Yield and yield. Okay, that's not bad. Prime time here. We can't cast it this turn. Because Valakut or Vesuva enters the battlefield tapped. We also, I mean, this Tribe Elder goes and gets the other green, so that's not relevant. Field of Ruin. Okay. 2 mana. Ballista on 1. Alright. Counter goes onto the Ballista. Makes sense, makes sense. Nothing's happening. Step, we'll go ahead and get ourselves a basic snow-covered forest. Just so that way we get the investigation. And so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Snow-covered forest. This prime time. We get field and something else. Yes. I guess it's what? A fetch land in the field? We do those. Always yield. Okay. We've got ourselves a 4/3. We're not gonna swing with that for now. Okay. Aether Vial, Vials in. Heliod. Ouch. They just need white mana, and they've got us. Okay. So that goes there. Ballista goes to 3. We are looking for a way to end this game. Okay, well, this is fun. You red 1. Archon. Flagstones. Choose the flagstones to keep. And go like that. Go like that. Yield, make a zombie. Leave the battlefield. Say yes. Get, I guess, Temple Garden to play tapped. Do those. Now we can combat. Back with all, leave the Grazer back. Use Primetime's ability. Grab ourselves. I guess at this point it's what? Blast Zone, we can take to 3. It's indestructible. I mean, it's field and it's, I guess, Ghost Quarter. Do those. Okay, we will crack a clue here. Yeah, I mean, you were gonna give it pro green anyway. I know that much. Okay. Opponent goes down to 6. Pass the turn. Let's see if we get to live for a turn here. So we know it's Heliod combo on the bright side. Vial went to 4 and 3. Okay. Making sure that they give it lifelink. Cool. I know how that combo works. I'm not going to make you waste your time there, mana. So... Oof. Oof definitely comes in. Beast Within. You can come in here. You can take out a Dryad. We can leave in the Ramanap. And... take out a Call? Yeah. Would love to take the play. So Reclaimer, Tribe Scout into, or Tribe Elder into Tracker and Dryad. The second Reclaimer is not so great. But it's questionably keepable. This, shock it in, green, Reclaimer, pass turn. Okay. Vial comes down, and they have the white mana right off the bat. Not great for us. We draw a Call, which is fantastic, because that's snow covered. You white, we can do this. Get in for 1. Okay. And pass the turn. File goes to 1. Do they play out a second land here and then do something cheeky like Thalia? Hanger back on 1. Okay. We'll go get ourselves a basic forest. Of course, I pick wrong. Why would I pick right? So we can do this. Go play out Tireless Tracker. They can't combo us next turn. We can play Dryad here. We're missing land drops, which isn't great for us. We can swing. Worst that they can do is Violin, a 1/2, and double block. In which case we kill their Hangerback Walker. Okay, they Violin. Giver, yep. What we want to see. Okay, that goes up to 2. I am somewhat scared of what they're trying to do. Beast Within. Interesting. So white, green, Skyclave here. Get rid of their protection. Sure. Fix green. Giver goes away. Us not hitting our land drops here is a bit unfortunate. But we do have a hand that deals with just about everything they could be doing. Blocks the 1/2 bumps. Okay. Cool, we lose a Reclaimer. We weren't gonna be utilizing that card anyway. Vials in on 2, a Luminarch. Yeah, buddy. Okay, Vial goes up to 3. Ideally, what we want here is a land so that we can go call into Collector Oof. Okay, they grow their Hangerback Walker. They choose not to swing. Makes sense. We cannot find a land for the life of us. So I guess we'll play out Reclaimer here. And pass the turn. I'm scared of Heliod and Ballista here. That goes to 4, sure. Vial in on 3, Vials in. Mind Sensor. Okay. This is what, top 5 search instead? Top 4. Okay, so we probably aren't finding the oof that we wanted. There's their third planes. And that's going on there. Sure. So that's a 4-4 and a 3-2. Problem is we can't block. We could group block to kill. And that gives them a lot of flyers. I don't like that option. So this instep. We'll go ahead and call, see what we can see. Cool. We still get a shuffle there. And a flagstones. There we go. So flagstones. Beast within. Paths the Dryad in response. Have to go? Yeah. Cool. None in the top 4. Unfortunate. Vials in on 3. What are we doing? Second one? Skyclaves. Skyclaves targets the Reclaimer. I kinda sorta just gotta let that go, don't I? We're in a tough spot from here. They have 1 card in hand, however. Upticks Vial to 4. Second Skyclave. Skyclaves are Skyclave. And gets in for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. Making sure they see that they just have to put a counter on and turn everything sideways. That was a very well-timed mind sensor. Yep. All right. Losing match 1 to Mana Symbol on Mono White Heliod combo, I guess is the best way to call that. All right. See you guys in match 2. All right. Match 2's been found. We won the die roll. Let's take the play. Hands got a snow covered into field. Sure, we'll try it. It's probably incorrect from the aspect that we don't have a land that's coming into play untapped here on turn 2, but that's fine. We'll just draw it off the top here. Polluted Delta passes the turn. Told you. Dryad. Field of the Dead comes into play tapped. We're looking at 4 mana. So we still need this call to go grab probably prime time. Plays an island. Paths here don't seem that great. Fog. Let's see if we can resolve a call. I'm expecting this to get met with a counter magic. Opt has Scry Draw. Okay. Blue Peak. Sure. So they saw our hand. They know that we're a land short. That's fine. We'll do Primetime. Bog ETB is tapped. Exile their yard. And get in for 2 here. We need untapped land for this prime time to work. Field of Ruin. Can field either Field of the Dead or Valakut here. I want to path my Arboreal Grazer. Okay, they Field of Ruin or Field of the Dead. They get 1 blue probably. And we'll get snow covered. And we'll get regular forest. Would love to use Primetime's ability. We'll get a snow covered plains. Valakut, target our opponent. Always yes. That'll happen. We'll go land for turn, target our opponent. Green, green, white, black, this, you, Primetime. ETB, go get Valakut. And Valakut and Vesuva. Choose a land on the battlefield to copy. We'll copy Valakut. This, save targets. All out opponent. Hit you for 18. All right. So blue-white control. I probably want these Veils. Boil doesn't seem bad. Gaddock Teague, honestly, because like their win cons are what? Sharknado. They then couldn't cast Cryptic Command. They couldn't cast Jace the Mind Sculptor. They couldn't cast the Fairy, Hero of Dominaria. So we can bring those in. Paths seem pretty bad in this matchup. So I want those 6 or those 4 out right off the bat. And Skyclave doesn't seem great. Opponent's disconnected. So looks like we'll probably be waiting. Mind Sensor and Eidolon don't seem terrible here, but I don't think we need them. We could bring in this Tireless Tracker, assuming this is going to get grindy. I like that over the Gaddock Teague. Yeah, the Gaddock Teague stops Cryptic Loops, though. We'll drop, I guess, a Reclaimer. I want Knight of Autumn in case they try to resolve. Something like a Sharknado. Shark Typhoon. We shall see if opponent reconnects. All right. So opponent has picked. They showed back up. We will be mulliganing this hand as seeing we do not have a green source. Hand is awkward from the aspect of our green source is tapped. So we're not doing anything until turn 3. But we do have a game plan. We'll still mulligan. We can keep this. It's... So, what are we naming, though? It's real awkward. I guess we put those two. No. I want to put Tribe Elder and Boil on bottom. Because we can go Cavern, name Elf, play Elf, and then sack Cavern with Radiant Fountain. Okay, this we'll name Elf. Green, Reclaimer. And we wait on opponent. Okay, they want to take a look at our hand. They can see why we named Elf. Okay, they go with a tapped Hallowed Fountain. Makes sense. That's a nice card. You will gain 2. A2, we'll sack this. We'll go get our... Ooh, we could get a bounce land to bounce our Cavern back. I don't oppose that game plan. However, we get flagstones. Okay, they get a plains. They go to fairy time. They bounce our reclaimer, sure. Means that we don't get the flagstones right away, but that's okay. Okay. You tap for green, play reclaimer. And then we can sack Ghost Quarter, destroy our float white, sack Ghost Quarter to kill our own flagstones. Say yes to flagstones. This is yes to the Ghost Quarter. We'll get a snow-covered forest. And then we get... Off of this, we'll get ourselves a... Sacred... Ooh. Not opposed to a Sacred Foundry. However... Sure, we'll go Sacred Foundry. Then we don't pay the 2 life. And we go for the Gaddock Teague. There we go. Fairy goes up. They have 4 mana. So if they wanted to, they can Verdict us. Okay. Begin combat. Go 2 at the fairy, 3 at them. One, two, three, 4. Shark Typhoon for 2. Love that that card gets past Gaddock Teague, because that makes total sense. They get to keep their Teferi. They lose their dude, however. That. We play out the Tireless Tracker. We pass the turn. We When it's at 15, they can uptick to fairy. Sounds good. Doesn't buy them a heck of a whole lot here. Fairy stream. They tap 3 up. They're undoing. One, two, three. Verdict. Destroy all creatures? Sure. You get to keep their Teferi around, which is unfortunate. Land off the top, make them have it. Show me Force of Negation. Yep, they had it. I figured that they would. You still got to force them to have it, though. There's a force pitching a force. And that put force back on top? Sure. Teferi in 3. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Brainstorm? Yep. So, have we seen anything that we want to bring in other things from the board? Skyclave can hit Teferi, so that might be worth a consideration. Veil. Dryad? Neat. So we're hoping opponent tries to cast a spell. They don't. Okay, there's a Teferi. Also, Veil's real bad against Teferi. Now that I'm actually thinking about it. Card kind of just shuts us down off of what we're trying to do with that Veil. We really need to hit our land drops here. Our opponent's basically got this game on lock. With draws like that, while they don't have a win condition, the problem is this Jace is going to run away with the game. It's because they're brainstorming and they're drawing a card. We won't really have any answers. I'm assuming they're going to constantly have counter magic. So we could land a Dryad and we get to try to boil them. Again, guaranteed that they have counter magic for that, especially considering how they put it back on top with Mystic Sanctuary. And then we won't get there. Yep. Okay. So there's an argument to be had for the Skyclave Apparition. We can take out a Knight of Autumn. They're not going to be casting that card. Take out that. Take out, I guess, a call. Either. Okay. So we'll gladly take the play. We've got Reclaimer, Radiant Fountain, Excavator. Yeah. Opponent mulligan to 6. This crack. We don't need green-white, but at the same time, does not hurt us to go ahead and get it. Green Reclaimer, pass the turn. Okay, that's a Flooded Strand. That crack. We can get Snow-Covered Forest. And we'll play out Reclaimer number 2. Combat swing for 1. Alright. Opponent cracks down to 18. All I'd found into play taps. Island. That'll happen. Cool. We'll gain some life. Pay 2, sacrifice this land. Searching our library for a card. Or for a land. Is it tapped? Yes, it's tapped. So we don't get this Eldamari's Call. We could go ahead. Aether Gusts targeting the one that's untapped? Sure. It doesn't matter, we're about to search. This, we'll go get a... I kind of sort of want double green, double white. But we'll get a sanctuary here. And pick up the forest. Hope they don't have the Field of Ruin. Not that we need the mana. They have the Field of Ruin. And they go Ashiok. Interesting. Mills 4. Okay. This excavator's never going to be doing fun things. Hit 2 of our dryads. You, that excavator. Valakut tapped. Combat at Ashiok. We've got 4. Next turn we'll have 5. Then we'll have 6. So we'll get to this prime time. But they'll have Cryptic mana up by that point. So Flooded Strand, they now have Cryptic up. Interesting. Makes me wonder what they've got here. They could go Shark for 2. Keep their Ashiok at 1. I mean, they either have the Shark or they don't, right? Or they have Path. Snap, Snap Gust, sure. Blocks there. Damage. And they go fetching. They get an island. Okay, they want that card. I guess because that stops us from getting any damage in. And then these trade. We play out a Scattered Groves tapped. Plays a basic plains. Ashiok mills 4. It goes quarter prime time. One of the fields. That's not good. And a windswept teeth. Our problem is opponent definitely at this point has an answer. We make him have it. And show me Cryptic. You've got 3 cards in hand. You've been holding up Cryptic for forever, so I'm assuming you have it. They field our Sanctuary. Thing is, Ashiok doesn't stop me from searching off of your stuff. So we'll still have double white. So we'll get a basic forest. And then they Sanctuary, put Cryptic back on top. And then I'm assuming downtick Ashiok. Doesn't downtick Ashiok. Interesting. I mean, it doesn't matter when we do it. They have to have a answer. Because they've got Cryptic on top. So they have to have second Cryptic? Okay. So we can go Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. So I know that they've got a Cryptic in hand here. This is what? Cryptic counterbounce. And they get to replay, put on top. They need a draw engine to have us completely locked out. Okay, we milled over Dryad number 3 and a Reclaimer. Mr. Teague. I mean, it gets countered, but yep. Play out Valakut, pass the turn. Look at my hand. See a dead card. As field, we can field one of our Valakuts away. Does not downtick the Ashiok. Makes sense. We'll just pass turn. There's no point to play out the Grazer. Big Teferi. Alright, so they're going to start running away with this game here in a second, unless we can hit... I don't even know. I guess Skyclave allows us to get rid of the Ashiok. Excavator's not that great of a card. But we'll go ahead and play it because it's a 2/3. Makes their Field of Ruin slightly worse. Has Path, sure. Snow-covered plains. So a fairy. Opt. Opts again. Again, opponent's not doing anything to win here, but they've basically got this game on lock. It's not as much of a secure as it was with the Jace, because Jace allowed them to dig 3 deep. which is why we're not conceding instantly here. It's also game 3. Man. See if opponent wants to give us another land. These calls. Ashiok's a good card. That snap Aether Gust play that won them this game. Was not even thinking about Snapcaster Mage as a card. And that cost us. So again, opponents not presenting clock. I really wish they would animate this colonnade and start attacking. But I know that's not going to happen. Show me your counter magic. I know you've got it. What? I mean, I can't search. But it is a 6/6. That gets tucked away by Teferi. But they still have to see that line. Sharknado for 9. Interesting game plan. I don't disagree with it. But ouch. Okay, they go with Teferi. Gets in for 9. Did you forget that the Grazer has reach? Because I did. They opt. Teferi, they can untap. They don't. Interesting. Okay. Begin combat. This at Ashiok. Get rid of that Ashiok. We can't get the lands, which is unfortunate. They have the path. Shall concede. Because our game plan was going to be kill Ashiok and go get Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Our last one. Play out the Dryad. Play land for turn. Hit Teferi for 3. And then probably call, go get the 1, 2, 3. We'd go Cavern named Giant and call. Oh, we wouldn't have enough. We'd do this 3. We'd have 3 mana left. 2 of it has to be used on call. We have 2 mana. At 2, I guess it's probably go get our Boreal Grazer to block the shark again. But again, at that point, it then goes from a losing battle to a fighting battle. All right. See you guys in match 3. All right, match number 3 has been found. Let's see what we can do. All right, we won the die roll. We'll gladly take the play. Hand's a bit iffy. We'll try it though. This crack, go get what? Snow-covered forest. Sorry, we're not cut off from green. Cavern names Human. All right. Vial on 1. Flagstones is exactly what we want. You 2 mana, sacrifice a land. Use Flagstone's ability, go get Temple Garden tapped. Use Reclaimer's ability. We can go get what? Sanctuary. Sanctuary, bounce the forest. Yield the vial. Boom. Unclaimed territory comes in. And they go with humans, I'm assuming. Took them a while to decide that one. They had debate. Meaning they could technically have the illusion. Not impossible. Vial's in. Hierarch or Perish. Perish comes in. I'm assuming blue-white middling mage. You're gonna try to blind name something here. Honestly, not bad. Whatever you name. Named Path to Exile. Interesting name. So this we can Reclaimer. If we wanted to, we could Reclaimer a second time. Don't think we do. Just do this and pass. Because at instant speed we can Eldamri's Call or Dryad, play Valakut, play land. And it's 5 other. Which means 1, 2, 3, 4. We would then start having damage shortly thereafter. Which isn't terrible. Okay, they swing with those. We'll go ahead and block the 3/3. We go down to 16. The fact that they're waiting on this vial tells me that they probably have Kite Sail. So that, get a creature card. We'll get Dryad. Keep we draw. That's a pretty terrible draw. Let me guess. So Vial's in the stupid 1/2 Kite Sail freebooter. Good thing it's non-creature, non-land. Damn. It's 0 things? That we can Dryad. At this point, we have what? Valakut into play tapped. We could go Sacred Foundry here. If we shock it in, we take 2. We could then Reclaimer to get Radiant Fountain to gain us some life. Gains us just as much as we lose. So not worth. So our game plan here is going to be shoot this Mantis Rider. And then jump block with Field of the Dead zombie tokens. Actually, we can go Windswept Heath and kill both the champion and the rider. If this is double rider, we kill both the riders instead. Human. Thalia's lieutenant. Ouch. Throws both riders past what we can deal with from a single Valakut trigger. I mean, you swing with this meddling mage, you know what's in my hand. Idiot. I mean, I guess we have a 2/4, right? So it's not unheard of. We go down to 6 here. Can we get there with that as our draw? We can live. Always yield the field. That, yes. You. This guy, sacrifice. Go get ourselves a basic forest. Valakut the Mantis Rider. And pay 1 life here. Go down to 5. Get ourselves a Scattered Groves tapped. And kill off their Mantis Rider. And we may be at 5, but we've got a army and a half for these ground creatures. So unless they have Deputy of Detention, we're fine. Ancient Ziggurat, they can crack the clearing. So they do so. Did they hit rider number 2 or rider number 3? Nope. Champion comes in. Sure, you can grow your creatures. That's fine. And Vial's in. You can't block the 5 in the air. Why'd we not just play that? I don't know. That's 5 in the air. I don't have flying. We would have drawn Ghost Quarter. So we could have gone... Wow. Unfortunate. So Purges don't seem awful. Oof doesn't seem awful. Beast Within doesn't seem awful. I like the Knight as a way to deal with things. I like that. Archon actually hurts their land base quite a bit and gives us a flyer to block with. We can shave a Reclaimer. We're looking at 6 to cut. And Call seems a bit slow, but at the same time, don't want to cut too many. At that, they don't have any land destruction, so we can board out the Ramanap, and I guess we can board out a Prime Time. We need to be more defensive, and let's see how we do. Right, because this hits. That hits their Mantis Rider. I don't know if this is right. Do we bring in purges just as ways to deal with Mantis Rider? Mantis Riders, they're only red. I think it's bring back in these two. They don't search. Could bring in a mind sensor because it's a flyer. And we'll try it. Okay, we'll take the play. Hand has turn 1 Grazer, turn 2 Dryad. And a Blast Zone. Blast Zone seems like a real good card against humans. You that. We'll go ahead and do Temple Garden. Grazer, Grazer. Blast Zone, pass turn. Cavern, name Human. Then Vial on 1? Sure. Okay. We'll go Dryad. Not gonna bother swinging with the Grazer. Vial goes up to 1. Basic planes. What are we looking at? Blue, white. Meddling Mage comes down. Sounds good. Are we gonna name Path again? You just that afraid of Path? You're running an oof, right? Yeah. Name's Primeval Titan. All right. So green and Tribelder. Green Grazer. Grazer's ability put in the plains. Swing for 2. Come on, Meddling Mage. You know you want to block. Take opponent down to 18. Pass the turn. Vial goes up. Alright, let me guess. They can't do... Yep. Knight of Autumn. Interesting. Gonna destroy an enchantment. Yep. Destroys an enchantment. Okay. We can safely pass the turn here. We've got 2 good blockers. And we've also got this Eldamari's Call, grab prime time, and pad there, dude. Vial comes in. Vial goes to 3, meaning they probably have lots of disruption. Or Mantis Rider. But they just can't play. Vial, sure. Activates Vial, sure. Drops a Mantis Rider, yeah. White, green, Dahlia's Lieutenant, sure. Add your Meddling Mage. So they go get their island here. Yep. We take nothing. Step white, green, call. Prime time. Keep we draw. Green, green, 1, 2. Prime, baby. Let's see if they have the path. Say yes. Go get field and flagstones. Radiant Fountain. We'll gain some life. That always yield the Field of the Dead. And do that. When it really wants to, they can group block on prime time. Vial, we'll go ahead and just always yield. And corrects a canopy, sure. Uncounterable champion, sure. Grows their lieutenant by 1. Has 2 cards. And Vials in on 3. What we doing? Reflector Mage. We bounce in the prime time? We're bouncing the prime time. Okay. And I guess we'll go ahead and do this. Use Sacred Foundry tapped. Make a zombie. Prime time gets bounced. They grow their stuff. This blast zone goes up to 3. We don't need to attack right now. They draw a card. Okay, 2 and 3. As the meddling mage gets to name prime time. Yep. Grows their dudes. Swings with all their 3 drops. Upkeep, we draw a forest. Go ahead and do that. Attack with all. Opponent can block 2 of them and take 2 very safely. Or block 3. Yeah, block all 3. Yep. Not gonna pop. No point to. We can wait until damage is going to be happening. This earrings cracked. Sounds good. Pop. No blocks. Crack blast zone. Reduce the damage by 6. Taking 7. Going down to 7. Dryad has been found. Which is interesting. Doesn't buy us much here. We still need a way to deal with their meddling mage. Because that mage is never swinging, they put in Mantis Rider that they've been holding this whole time. Oh, Knight of Autumn destroys a target enchantment. God damn it. Sure. I'm upset that that's just not a line that I ever thought. Ooh, okay. Okay, sure. Just show me that you had everything you needed. Swings with both of those and the knight. Makes sense. We have to block over here. We take 5. We go down to 2. Should have swung with the meddling mage, because then I'd be dead. Skyclave apparition. Get that mother out of here. Prime time. ETBs. Yes, please. Get ourselves what? Field of the Dead. Vesuva, copy Field of the Dead. Make 6 zombies. Hope opponent doesn't top deck Flyer Mantis Rider here. Cool. And so they didn't top deck the Mantis Rider. We would have drawn Path. We Path. Well, we swing with everything. We let Primetime go get bounce land to bounce the Radiant Fountain. And it doesn't matter. At that point, we're making enough. Okay. Again, not necessarily a fan of these purges. We only saw Mantis Rider as their red. We would rather have Dryad 4 and I guess Excavator. Yeah. Let's try it. See if we can get there. Hand's a wee bit on the slow side. We'll keep this. I guess from the aspect of I really like Blast Zone. I guess let's put back a Sacred Foundry. Island Vial. We still have the Oof, right? Yes. Okay. Maybe we'll hit Oof. Forest Grazer. Grazer ETBs. Put in Field of the Dead. No point to put in a land that's not coming in tapped anyway. So Vial upticks to 1. Arguably, I'm not opposed to just Beast Withinning this Aether Vial. Aether Vial comes down. They get what? Champion? Yep. And then they go Kite Sail. Image. Sure. Image copies the parish. Sounds good. We will go Blast Zone. Oofe. Oakley doke. They can uptick that vial if they so please. It ain't gonna do them much good. White, white. Skyclave? Bugler. Okay, sure. Grows both of those. Reveals a creature card. The creature card that they reveal is a Thalia's Lieutenant, which is an interesting one. Swings like so. I mean, we'll block there. Take the 3. And play that out. And pass the turn. Yep. Pass the turn. Do, 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 do. Another image, sure. Image targets a bugler. Goes perish, perish, bugle. Reveals reflector mage. That's a fun one. As a vial, sure. I still have the oof. Now we have call. Okay, so we can call for prime time. Play prime time next turn? Cool. Because, like, this is going to be probably Reflector Mage. And if they go for the Reflector Mage here to bounce our oof, we are A-okay with that. Because there's not much they'll be able to do about the Garen Brig into primetime. They don't know we have this card. Blue-white. Thalia. And we went ahead and showed that we have something. That prime time. And can go blue-white again here. Goes white-white. Yeah. Well, no, they couldn't because we knew about the Thalia's Lieutenant. So they go Thalia's Lieutenant, sure. They get to put a +1/+1 on each human. We'll take 6 here, which hurts. But that's fine. Actually, we don't need to shut off vials anymore. They've got 1 card in hand. So we take 3, go down to 14. Garen Brig. 6 mana prime time. Primey Boy comes in. We get to get... Has to be 2 cards that aren't Field of the Dead here. Yes, they'll be able to Reflector Mage, which is a bit unfortunate. So it's what? Radiant Fountain. And Valakut. Just so that way we can start making zombies. So opponent can Reflector Mage or prime time. Doesn't buy him a heck of a whole lot. Buys him what, 2 turns? Well, buys him what, 1 attack? Champion of the Parish, sounds good. Grows their Thalia's Lieutenant, and then goes for Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage bounces prime time. Grows both of those. Yep, our prime time gets bounced. We can... we go the double block take 9 route. We then have Path and Beast Within. We then take 8. We go this route. Yep. That damage, we go down to 10. We need to land off the top here. Call. So we can reduce the damage. We take 10, we die. Unfortunate. Losing out to humans. Mainly because we knew about the Reflector Mage and still played Primetime. I don't think that's necessarily wrong. Because like we Path, or we Beast Within. Then we Path. Take the least amount of damage possible, which is 3, 6, 8, 10, and we die. We needed that to be a land so that way we could block. Unfortunate. Let's see, next card. Of course. So at that point, we'd land Field of the Dead of Primetime, get more, then have a call to go get Dryad. Unfortunate. Going 0-3. A bunch of close games, though. See you guys in match 4. All right, match 4 has been found. Let's see if we can at least go 2-3 with this deck. We won the die roll. We will gladly take the play. So, hand's got lots of paths. This hand is much better. This bottom, I guess, the Scattered Groves that enters tapped anyway. We don't need that. But I'm only into 5. I have a feeling that we're facing Tron here, which won't feel too great, but okay. This draw, this you, that. This, do this. We'll go for the safe basic. Yep. We were right on the money about Tron. So this hand of lands ain't gonna be doing us much good. Call. We've got what, 1 turn? That, sacrifice a land. Off of the flagstones, we can go and get Scattered Groves. Off of the Reclaimer, we can go and get, I guess, Ghost Quarter? And now we can go get Permanent Excavator. Here we go. Okay, well, there's the tower. Untap that. You crack. Go get a Temple Garden to play tapped. Combat swing. In step. I mean, it's put a stop on their draw step just in case. Okay. So they map, they go get the power plant. We'll go ahead and get rid of the mine. Okay, they play power plant. White, green, Eldamri's call. Go get Ramen Up Excavator. Where are you? There you are. And opponent should concede to that. Seeing we're just gonna shut you off a Tron permanently. I'm playing land destruction game 1 against Tron. I'm probably going to get there. Unless they have like surgical extraction main board. Well, there's their tower. Karn the Great Creator, sure. You go up, no target. You go down, you get something. Like, yeah, we've got a hand filled with lands, so we're doing nothing, but they're not getting Tron. And we've got 5 power on board. Okay, they go down. They get 4 mod script. Crucible of Worlds. That's a card, sure. Attack Karn, attack them. And then stop on my opponent's turn on their upkeep. Eventually they run out of basics to find. What? 4 mana Karn? 5 mana Swagdad? Golos, sure. Goes and grabs our other Tron land. Yep. Had the Golos. They've got basics galore. I'll give them that. Upkeep we draw. That's a fun draw. So it doesn't matter what we hit here. Just hit one of them. Opponent's out of basics. So they've got 1 turn of Tron. Because they go Crucible, they get Mine, they play Mine, they have 8 mana. They could Ugin. What you got? What have I been stopping? I'm assuming this is Ugin, then it's Ugin -3. Relic. Okay. Ops Relic. Sure. Worm Coil. Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't get hit by the Skyclave Apparition. Okay. White one. We'll do this. We'll grab that. Then we can go Flagstones. Like, our hand being a bunch of lands here is not good against Tron. Okay. So they had a bunch of nothing other than this Worm Coil. That is what I'm seeing. We hit Ugin finally. We hit something that's a payoff. Ballista for 4. Karn. Sure. Exile's probably the Excavator. Exile's the Reclaimer. Interesting pick. Put Gigantha into hand. Okay. Opponent doesn't swing. I don't know why. We do that. We draw an Archon of Emeria. Man, where was that when we were flooding? This Archon of Emeria would have been great, you know. 2 turns ago. Okay, this is Karn Liberated. Assuming down tick. Might be an uptick. You never know. Cycle's the star. What do we do? Exiles the Archon. Does that has second Karn? Plays map. Cracks map. Sanctum of Ugin. Plays Sanctum of Ugin. Play Karn. Go get Ulamog. Make me cry. We need 2 things off the top here. This funny though, because the order of the two things doesn't matter. Gigantha won't trigger it. We won't block for now. We'll go down to 12. Well, there's our first answer. Dryad of the Elysian Groves, Radiant Fountain. This... We could technically kill Wormcoil. Not opposed to that. Wormcoil gain 2. This. We won't shock it in. That ping the Wormcoil. They get to make 2 tokens. Eight mana Ugin. Okay, Ugin -3. I'm assuming, as seeing all of our stuff's at 3. Yep. Those get bounced. You get to make that. We take 11, going down to 3. I'm still wondering why they didn't play out the Sanctum of Ugin. Because at that point, you'd definitely be able to do things. Because like now, if we hit prime time, we're still in a good spot. That's not a prime time. We can fetch and shock. Okay. Losing game 1 to Tron. I thought we had that game on the lock. Gaddock Teague, Beast Within. Paths are meh. Honestly, most of their stuff has static abilities. Mind Sensor can come in here. Skyclave doesn't hit too much. And yeah, we run like so. All right. Yeah, we just needed to not hit those running lands when we did. We needed to be able to Ghost Quarter and do other things. We sadly just weren't able to. So hand's got a mulligan. We can keep this. We don't have anything that's phenomenal, but that's fine. As far as ramp's concerned, but we do have the turn 2 Teague into the turn 3 Dryad. Mine Star, okay. Go ahead and get a Temple Garden here, tapped. Upkeep, we draw a pad. That's not terrible for us. We'll play out a Teague here. Shuts off a good part of their deck until they have removal for it. Okay. Two mana, Crack Star, Sylvan Scrying, turn on Tron. Yep. Untapped land here, so that way we can go Dryad into field. Okay, so they'll have Tron next turn. Untapped land. There we go. Dryad. Field of the Dead. And combat, get in for 2. So let's hope that their answer right here is just Worm Coil. Okay, so it's Sphere. Land off the top here is what we want, so that way we can go call into Mind Sensor. They put Gigantha into hand. Okay. Or we'll just draw Mind Sensor. And get in for 4. Sure. Attack for 6. Sanctum of Ugin comes into play. White, green, we can call. I don't know what we're grabbing off of call, but we can call. Okay. And it doesn't matter because we're about to shuffle. So call. I don't know. Probably just be like in prime time, hope to hit a land. Anyway, Teague doing work there. Let's see if we can do it again. So turn 2 Mind Sensor. Probably good enough. Especially with a Beast Within backup. Opponent mold to 5 as well. While we're not oh, mulligan to 3. Okay. Mind map. Okay. They might have turn 3 Tron. Snow covered forest, a grazer. I'd like to put some flagstones into the battlefield tapped. Let's see. Okay, they will. Well, luckily, Mind Sensor has flash. look at the top 4 cards. Matt, sure. Tireless Tracker, allocate into play tapped, investigate, combat, swing for 2. One can look at the top 4 if they want. Short. Finds a forest. Ancient Stirrings, look at the top 5. And they see it's funny because even if they have something here, we get to hit them and then Beast Within. All is dust. Okay. And Gigantha into hand. Sounds good. This'll all happen. Castle Garenbrig. That just about seals it, doesn't it? Because Castle, that'll happen. Green, 1-2. Prime time. ETB, we get 2 differently named things. We'll get, guess it's Field and a Ghost Quarter. Put the Tireless Trackers out there, do that. Hold the Grazer back. So if opponent draws exactly tower, they'll be able to get us with this All is Dust. Relic, sure. Trax Relic to draw an additional card. Trying to find that tower. They do not, and we kill them. There we go. Getting it versus Tron. Let's see if we can go 2-3. See you guys in match 5. All right, match 5's been found. Let's go. Looks like we've got a keepable hand here. It's a turn 1 Reclaimer into turn 2. It's not that great against a Gigantha. Makes me go Tron. Island makes me go... Okay, this is probably what? Storm? We jumped from multiple decks real quick. Do that, this, pass turn. And Manamorphose, definitely Storm. What? Nope. Okay. I have no idea what they are. They have effectively thrown us for a loop. We will go Flagstones here. Sacrifice Flagstones. Use Flagstone's ability. Get Temple Garden into play, tapped. And then off of flagstones, what do we get? Might be get another flagstones here. Just to ramp more. Not that we need the ramp with this hand. But it also gives us double white. So if they do something crazy with this... Oh, this is Jeskai Ascendancy, isn't it? Yep. Jeskai Ascendancy. Or maybe not Jeskai. They don't have red yet. We'll go Valakut tapped. White, 1. Skyclave. Skyclave eats their Fate Stitcher. Problem is, this Skyclave is going to give him a 4/4. Alright, Jeskai Ascendancy man, do your worst. See, our problem is we don't do anything until we draw non-land here. Although I guess this is go get, like, snow-covered plains off this flagstones and then a Field of the Dead. Because we'll then have 7 from untapped land Tri-Builder. And we can go Vesuva. Sleight of hand, sure. The lines of play with this deck are definitely interesting. Because, like, I definitely had to go in the think tank about how we can do things. Okay, Gemstone Mine. White, blue, red, Jeskai Ascendancy. Anamorphose, sure. Getting them to dig here is real good for us. So, white, blue, red, and blue off this Gemstone Mine. I'm assuming this is an Ascendancy build. That's the only time I've ever seen Fate Stitcher and the Caryatid. Glittering Wish reveals. Show me what you got. Has to be a multicolored card. Jeskai Ascendancy. Okay. So we are right. It is Ascendancy. Is that you? Happens. Upkeep. Fun. So we can't. We could Ghost Quarter, see if they run a basic mountain. I don't think that's what we want to be doing. At the same time, we don't really have much of a choice. You, this, that. And this is 5. So you, 1. We could have. Flagstone, say yes, go get Scattered Grove. And this, we can go and get Field of the Dead. And then this can go and get ourselves a forest. And then we can always yield, and we would have enough to test. We'll swing for 2. Assuming this gets blocked, there's no reason not to. And our hand filled with lands here probably ain't gonna cut it. Jeskai Ascendancy comes in. Let's see him combo. And clings to dust. Okay. Not what I was expecting. I guess Eidolon's definitely coming in here. If we draw Eldamri's Call, we go grab Archon. Opponent does second Glittering Wish. Loots away a Fate Stitcher, which can be unearthed. I'm guessing they're probably going to try that next turn. What? Okay. And they're pathing our Skyclave? Sure. Does not get what you want it to get, by the way, opponent. You get a 4/4 illusion. Okay. So opponents getting there. They just need a way to give these guys trample. As soon as they gain trample, we'll concede. Second Ascendancy. That's a fun one. Abundant Growth. Untaps. I was about to say, untaps the land that they're going for. Second Glittering Wish. They've got all the mana in the world. What does this Glittering Wish go and get? It's a fairy. Sure. So they just used the fairy to draw another card. Again, they don't have trample and they don't have flying. I've got 2 blockers. We put Gigantha into hand. There we go. We're finally starting to tap them down. Okay. We forgot Fate Stitcher just allows them to tap down any permanent. So they've got this game at this point. I'm not going to make them bother clicking through that. I completely forgot that Fate Stitcher is permanents. So, again, kind of just flooded out. But I have a feeling we can get games 2 and games 3 against these guys. Eidolon of Rhetoric definitely comes in. I like The paths are fine. Beast Within's fine. Night of Autumn's pretty good. Tireless Tracker can come out. This isn't really a grindy game. They're trying to combo. We're trying to stop them. Skyclave is all right. It's not phenomenal. And we can shave. We'll shave a path. They don't search their library. They just go and grab Glittering Wish stuff out of the sideboard. That's not relevant. Veil's not relevant. They didn't have a lot of those. They're not red or black. I mean, Purges could hit Jeskai Ascendancies, which is how they're trying to combo. Do we have other cards that we want to board out? Excavator seems mediocre in this matchup. But at the same time, recurring a Ghost Quarter seems worth it, because they did show us that they have abundant growths. Would have loved to take the play. Because these can go and grab the cards we keep, because they're not comboing off that quick. Windswept pass turn. Flooded Strand, Breeding Pool, Sleight of Hand, sure. I don't like that they kept 7. This will go down to 19. Again, our life total doesn't matter too much, from the aspect of they're going to just be comboing us. We'll shock that in. We'll pass the turn. Canopy comes down. Caryatid. Sounds good. Green white. Call. Call goes and grabs Archon. Upkeep we draw. We draw that. What a nice card. You white green. Archon. Pass turn. To slow him down. Glittering Wish goes and gets. What are you grabbing from your board? Abrupt Decay. That's a fun one. This untap. Okay. So we can go. We'll go ahead and play out the Dryad and play out the Grove. Swing for 2. So they can go ahead and Abrupt Decay. They play a bird. They can now no longer Abrupt Decay. Opponent. Opponent, you okay? All right. And play our land. 1, 2, 3. Prime time. Prime time gets a Valakut. Could get double Valakut. That gives us 2. That gives us 4 triggers. That takes them down. I kind of like Apparition here. Go ahead and play out Apparition. Get rid of Bird. This time you only get a 1/1. Opponent can go for the Abrupt Decay at any point. Take them down to 12, so they are dead on board. So long as our Dryad gets to live a turn. So they need to be able to combo here and now. Okay, they go for the Abrupt Decay. We do indeed lose our Archon. They fetch down to 10. They have 1 mana plus Ascendancy. They have 2 mana plus Ascendancy. So they have to be able to go off quite a bit here. And they only have a creature with Defender, so they need to find a Fate Stitcher as well. Okay, there's the Ascendancy. Down to 9 Metamorphose. White, green, call. Go ahead and grab Eidolon of Rhetoric. Just in case they can't manage to kill us here. Now we can go yield until the next end step. And let's see if we get Ascendancy. Well, they liked one of the cards that they saw. Okay. They're definitely going through a lot of their deck. Okay. Double Ascendancy here is not so good for us. I'm pretty sure Double Ascendancy is just about sealing the deal. Nagging Thoughts. More triggers. So Silence, Ascendancy number 3. There's a Fate Stitcher. Pretty sure with Fate Stitcher there, it just about seals our deal. What is this Glittering Wish grab? Interesting, you don't choose to path my guy. We go and get another Teferi. I don't think this card's doing what you think it is. They crack the Canopy. I'm pretty sure it's deterministic at this point. Again, this Caryatid can't attack. Oh, we're just waiting for them to play. Yeah. Just waiting on you to be able to make this Fate Stitcher 17. I don't know how many spells you run. You might not be able to get there. I doubt it, but you never know. Second Glittering Wish, or third. This Glittering Wish goes and gets Ascendancy 3. Okay. Pretty sure that'll do it. Seeing it's 11, 14, 17. 2 more spells. Sleight of hand. 1 more. And you've got it, opponent. I'm assuming you're going to be able to get there with all of those triggers. All right, you got it. Ending 1-4. So that was Green White Titan. Overall, not a bad deck. It felt very fun, felt very strong. We didn't do too hot. We went 1-4, but all of those games except that last one where they got to combo to Oblivion were close. All of them were 1-2 except that last one, which was an 0-2. Meaning if I had probably played a bit better, I might have been able to do it. Might have been able to get there. Overall, I really like the Reclaimers and the Flagsons of Torikar, however. It's a fun interaction. The deck's not bad. I like it. The Field of the Dead is very nice. The Dryad Valakut combo is meh. So if we had done, like in that last game, if we had played Prime Time and gone Valakut stuff instead of the Apparition, they would have had more mana and they would have had the Bird Flyer. We could have shot the bird with a Valakut trigger. And taken them down low. I don't know if they would have been able to combo. Not gonna guesstimate. But overall, deck feels strong. I like what it's trying to do. It's an interesting one. Sideboard wise, I'm not too big a fan of Boil as a card. Its effect is very powerful, but you have to hit the right stuff. Same thing with Purge, but I feel Purge is the correct call right now in the metagame with how much the black-red and mono-red decks are running around. Being able to deal with those are good. So, yeah. Deck's fun. Definitely not a bad one. We just didn't do too hot with it this go-around. But I definitely think it's got potential. See you guys in the next video, and have a good one.